Welcome, everyone, to another deep dive, this time into the world of Emojot. We've got a ton of Emojot material to dig into today, blogs, case studies, white papers, you name it, and it's clear this company is doing something interesting with emotions in businesses.
Yeah, it's really interesting stuff. It seems like everyone's trying to understand what makes customers tick, but Emojot's taking it to a whole new level.
I will say, going through some of their blogs, I saw a lot of buzzwords flying around. AI-powered this, customer experience that. All sounds impressive, don't get me wrong, but I was a little fuzzy on what Emojot actually does.
Yeah.
How does it all work in practice?
That's the cool part. It's not just hype. Emojot is a real software platform, and they give businesses the tools to use all this, emotional data and turn it into something they can actually use. It's like they're taking the mystery out of customer interactions, reading between the lines of every review and social media post.
Like having a sixth sense for your customer base. But can you give me a concrete example? How does this actually play out?
Oh, absolutely. One that really stuck with me was this case study, a clothing manufacturer, actually. They were really struggling to get good feedback from customers. You know, those old school surveys?
Tell me about it. Nobody has time for those.
Exactly. But Emojot helped them build these quick emoji-based surveys right into their system. So instead of this long, boring questionnaire, customers get this simple, visual way to give feedback instantly.
Clever. But how do you go from a bunch of emojis to, actually improving your business? That's the part I'm struggling with.
And that is where their AI engine comes in. It's not just about positive or negative emojis. Emojot digs deeper using natural language processing and machine learning to understand why a customer feels a certain way.
So it's not just, oh, this customer is happy. It's more like, this customer is happy because of this specific thing, but they're also a little worried about this other thing over here.
Exactly. It's that granular level of detail that lets businesses fine-tune their products, services, even their marketing to really connect with customers on an emotional level.
Starting to sound like something out of a sci-fi movie here. But in a good way, of course.
Right. And the best part, it's not just for big companies. Emojot works for all kinds of industries: healthcare, hospitality, finance, you name it.
Wow, okay. You've officially blown my mind. So we're talking about a secret weapon for businesses to tap into, like the hearts and minds of their customers. But tell me more about these different ways Emojot can be used, because the case studies really bring it to life, right?
Oh, they do. And the coolest thing to me is how they've adapted this one platform for so many different needs.
Give me an example.
Well, remember that veterinary group we talked about? They weren't just using Emojot for basic client satisfaction. They were also using it to get a read on staff performance.
Ooh, interesting. Happy employees, happy customers, right?
Exactly. And Emojot helped them make that connection. But get this, they were also using the platform to boost their online presence, which, let's be honest, is huge for any business these days.
So it's like they got this 360-degree view of their business all through, this lens of emotion. That's pretty wild. Okay, what else you got?
Okay, so one that really surprised me was the Going Green case study. They talked about this hospital system using Emojot, and get this, to conduct eco-friendly employee surveys.
Wait. Eco-friendly surveys.
Right. It really shows you how flexible this platform is. Instead of printing out a million paper surveys, they were able to collect all this valuable feedback digitally. But it goes even further. Emojot actually helped them pinpoint areas where they could be more environmentally friendly, all based on what their employees were telling them.
So they're using Emojot to understand their employees and empower them to make a real difference.
I love that. It just goes to show Emojot isn't just about collecting data. It's about using that data to make things better. And that could mean happier customers, a more sustainable business, all kinds of things.
Okay, I'm sold. Emojot is a game changer. But I gotta ask, how does it actually work on the back end? We keep throwing around terms like emotion sensors and AI-driven, but I need a little more explanation.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. And those emotion sensors are a good place to start.
Emotion sensors, huh? Sounds kind of futuristic, but I get the idea, making it easy for businesses to tap into how their customers are really feeling.
Yeah.
But how do they work exactly?
Well, think of them like, those reaction emojis we all use online, the thumbs up, the heart, the laughing face.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like that, but way more sophisticated. It's not just one emoji. Emojot gives customers a whole range of options to really express themselves.
Okay, so like a mini survey, but with emojis? I can see how that would be a lot more fun than filling out a boring old questionnaire. But how does Emojot turn those emojis into something a business can actually use?
Well, that's where the AI comes in. The Emojot engine analyzes all that emoji data, not just counting happy faces or sad faces, but actually figuring out the why behind the emotion. It's really incredible.
So they have this, AI detective working behind the scenes, piecing together clues from all these emojis to tell the business what's really going on with their customers.
Exactly. And it gets even cooler. They also have these social listening tools built in. It's like having a finger on the pulse of what everyone's saying about your brand, online, social media, blogs, the whole 9 yards.
Wow. So not only do you know how your customers are feeling, but you also know what the rest of the world is saying about you. Talk about valuable intel.
You got it. And that's the real power of Emojots. It's not just data, it's understanding.
I'm convinced. Emojot is a game changer. We've covered a lot of ground today, but it all boils down to this. What does it mean for our listeners? What's the takeaway?
If you're running a business, no matter how big or small, you need to check out Emojot. It's a chance to understand your customers better than ever before, make smarter decisions, build stronger relationships. It's a no-brainer.
And even if you're not a business owner, what we've talked about today is so relevant, understanding data, the power of emotion, how it's all connected.
Totally. This is the future, my friend.
Yeah.
Technology that helps us connect and communicate on a deeper level. It's pretty exciting when you think about it.
It really is. Well, this has been an incredible deep dive. I know I've learned a ton. Huge thanks to you, as always, for breaking it all down.
My pleasure. Always happy to geek out about this stuff.
And to our amazing listeners, thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of Emojot. If you want to learn more, check out their website. Until next time, stay curious.